Hi, everyone, and welcome to Chair Yoga. I'm going to start us off with a reading so that I want to set the tone for our class today. The intention of the class is going to kind of be established with this reading. So bear with me. I want you to have a nice, strong sitting position so you feel like you're beginning your process of transition. You come into a more mindful state now, and maybe close your eyes and just take a deep breath in and out and listen up. The nature of consciousness is to flow. It seems ever changing. States of mind succeed one another. We can direct consciousness to an idea or impulse, but we cannot lock it in place. That by a man by the name of Dr. George Weinberg. Our minds are marvelous, always moving, growing, absorbing, discarding, storing. And we are in control of the direction our minds take. Thus, it's by choice, either conscious or unconscious, that we dwell on negative outcomes rather than positive projections. Claiming ownership of and responsibility for the direction of our minds and our lives develops a sense of individual power and in turn enhances self-esteem. We are what we think. We can think ourselves into becoming better selves. We are free at last from the overwhelming feelings of powerlessness and impotence. The decision to take control of our thoughts and attitudes will be the turning point. When we complement that decision by offering positive direction to our minds, we'll quickly benefit from the advantageous outcomes. I will utilize my personal power today. I will believe in positive outcomes. I will have hope. So I want to bring our attention to a couple things. That idea of developing self-esteem and becoming self-empowered is a third chakra energy. So that's the solar plexus area, right below your ribs, right kind of above your navel. That energy center, the third chakra, is the sense of agency within us. So we'll be doing some postures that will encourage that energy to open up. And I just wanted to bring your awareness to it in terms of the yogic language, if you will. And also that will, to do a little self-reflection right now about things that don't serve you, that you might dwell on. Worry in and of itself is not helpful. Speaking for myself, I had a misguided idea for a number of years, and it's not like it doesn't still sneak up and give me difficulty at this time, but that worry was the sign of my concern and devotion. If I was worried enough about another individual or a particular situation, then that was the sure sign that I was, devoted to it and giving some sort of energy of love into that. And I do no longer believe that at all, not at all. So I'm much more encouraged to hold the space that this too shall pass. So I think I'm giving again, for myself, bringing the energy to a particular situation, whether it be a family or to my own life, that I hold the energy of this too shall pass instead of worry, because I can't think of anything beneficial about that negative, worrisome angst. Concern is a different matter. Concern and worry are not the same thing. So just food for thought. And so on that line, let's get up and change our energy. So as we begin our process today, let's just stand and begin to move so that we can change up the energy. And if you are of the mindset to bring to mind what that might be for you, if there's a particular matter that you can pretty much identify, then that would be what you're trying to shake loose and maybe change gears here and find a new energy. So let's begin standing up. So take a wide stance with your feet so you've got a nice wide base, and I want you to just start moving yourself around. leg, the knees have to bend and your arms are swinging. And that's going to get you started. I really want you to just find your own movement. So I'm doing something here. You don't need to follow me at all. You're just moving with the idea that you're changing the energy around here. We're just going to kind of remember, our body is not the limit. Our skin and bones is not all of who we are. I mean, that's kind of a fairly new understanding, but definitely accurate in that we are like outside, almost 5 or 10 feet below us, and all around us is still the energy of us. So we're kind of clearing that whole energy space, that aura, by moving around and cleaning it out and swiping it around. Let's change that. And maybe you like that kind of bouncing around, bending the knees and letting your body shake it out. That seems like that really speaks to you about how to change the energy out. Now find your breath. So you're noticing how your breath is keeping up with you. You don't need to direct your breath, but you're noticing your breath as you're cleaning house today with any energy that no longer serves you. And let's see what we can cultivate with our mindful practice today. Excellent. Now let's come back to center now. And I'm going to teach you this breath practice that I think I've done a few times. It's a powerhouse. It's definitely related to that third chakra. It's called the Kali breath. And it looks like this. The inhale is up. The exhale is down. Scratch that. It's several inhales. Scratch it. I was getting goofed up. Inhale, 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 exhale. That's how it goes. It's in, exhale. Go with me now. In, exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale. Now just lift up. Inhale, exhale. Fling those arms. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. There we go. Let's take a pause and find our mountain pose. Palms face forward. Let your breath now settle in. Pull the belly in so you can feel the stabilization of your low back. You want to feel your pelvis even itself out. It's supposed to be upright. It's not going to be tucking or tilting. Soften the knees a bit. Let's close the eyes down. And breathe through the whole length of the body. And if you're not positioned by the chair the way you want to be, please do that. If you always like to stand where your chair is, you got a hand on the chair. Just get yourself there. Just because I'm not doesn't mean you don't. And then settle in and watch your breath regulate itself. Watch yourself be regulated. Feel your feet. Feel your feet to the earth. Up through into the calves and shins. Into the thighs, the pelvis. Stay there. Be in your pelvis and in your legs. Feel yourself connected now and rooted. I am here. And I feel. Those are two affirmations associated with those lower chakras. I am right here. And I feel. Bring yourself in your awareness into the belly button region. So we're into that solar plexus area. This one has an affirmation of I am powerful. Find your breath and stay with I am powerful. We bring our awareness into the center of the chest, our heart space. I open my heart, or my heart is open. We move up into the throat area, And I'll let you choose that. It's my voice is. I'm going to say my voice is strong, but I want you to choose whatever word comes to you that seems appropriate. My voice is. We move up to the chakra of the third eye. So it's right in the middle of your forehead. I see clearly. I see clearly. And at the very top of the head, the crown chakra. I am the light. I am the light. Find your breath in and out through the whole length of your body now as we've cleared all of the chakras, and open ourselves now to receive on an energetic level and physical. Moved around. We're open now to receive the benefits and blessings of this practice. Join me now as we sync up our breath. Inhale, palms come together up and overhead. Exhale, bow into your own heart. Inhale up, exhale, go all the way around. And then let's have a seat. Find yourself into your chair now. Let's get our block between our thighs and let that help keep your feet at a little bit different. They're a little further apart. They might be just a tad further apart than with your block between your ankles. So try that, where you're engaging your thigh bones to just hold that block and then let your feet line up where they do, right below your knees. Feel your feet to the ground. I've been trying a process that I learned recently about how much the extension of straight arms impacts the muscles of the back. So I want to try that. I want you to be aware that we're trying to straighten the arms at any juncture we can. So even if I don't cue it up, be mindful that you're trying to straighten. And so that means, for example, how I've often said, get your arms up alongside your ears. But if your arms aren't straight alongside your ears, I want you to find the place where you can straighten them entirely. So choose that rather than letting the ears be our higher good for today's practice. Use the straightening of the arms to be what you're shooting for. Let's turn palms forward now as we exhale down. Go way back. Inhale up, as straight arms as you can. Flowing with the breath, the inhale is the upswing, the exhale is down, and we're just gliding right by the chair's frame so that our arms are staying in a particular track. But remember, you're trying to get those arms straight, and so don't make excuses or think this is problematic if your arms need to go a little bit lower in order to keep them straight. Just let the benefit of it be the highest good, that we're really using those straight arms to strengthen our back, as well as, of course, moving through the shoulder socket. Excellent. Let's pull back and hold it. It's like you're trying to stretch your palms back behind you. Let the shoulder blades crowd in toward the midline. See if you can feel that movement. Chest bone forward. Head is very neutral. Your chin is kind of parallel to the floor. So try not to dip your chin down or lift your head up. Keep your head as neutral as you can. And that idea of chin parallel to the floor might be a good way to test that out. Find your breath. And then release it to the roundness of the back body. Let your hands just float out in front of you and round through your back. Feel the roundness of the center of the back, around the shoulders and the low back. Pull the belly button in toward the spine. Breathing in and out in this C-shaped curve. On your next inhale, come up to a neutral position, palms turn forward. We're in that mountain position. Just our basic seated posture now. Catch up with your breathing. Bring your arms into this shape. One arm is in front of you, elbow bent. It's kind of a right angle. The same thing is happening back. You're just tucking it behind you, but it's in the same shape. Now press that back hand, the back of your hand, press it into your back. So it's going to start to pull your shoulder back. The more you press that part of your hand right into the back where it lands, it'll pull that shoulder back. Front arm doesn't have much to do. It's just going to stay right there. And you're going to turn in the direction of that front arm. So if your left arm is in front, you're turning your head to look left. And you're pressing your hand, the back of your hand, not your palm, into your back. Any amount that you can do comfortably. And you'll start to feel it pull your shoulder back. Now be mindful that we're keeping our head in that neutral position. So don't drop your chin or lift your chin. Instead, keep the chin parallel to the floor. And work with how you are maybe finding immediately a stop sign. The head and neck can turn only so much. But as you breathe and you employ that technique of pressing the back of your hand into the back body and letting that shoulder blade pull back, see if there's any more wiggle room that shows up, any green lights. Now, of course, we got to stay steady with the breath. None of this will actually register in our body and improve the condition, the movement, flexibility, and strength of our body if we don't breathe it in. Finish your breath every time. It's all the way in and it's all the way out. Let's unwind the head and then bring your arms to neutral. Shake them out. Let's go back to our movement. Straight arms up and push back. Straight arms. And yes, we're trying to bring our arms close together up there. But remember, straight arms is the key. Feel how your back changes shape with the movement of your arms. You can do the cow. You can start to extend your spine, can't you? Find the rhythm of breath. Inhale is the upswing. Exhale is the down. All the way in with that inhale, all the way out with the exhale. So if my pace seems off your breath, follow your breath cycle. And down, and we're pressing back. You're going to feel your shoulder blades coming together. Press back. Feel your feet. Feel the block in your thighs so your lower body is engaged. You can feel it. Let your breath be as strong as you need it to be. Round through the back body. Let your hands float in front. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Round into the C-shaped curve. Exhale completely. And come back to your neutral position, the mountain. Catch up with your breath. And then let's change sides now. We've got our elbows bent, one arm in front, and the other arm is in the same shape, but it's behind the body. Now press the back of your hand into your back body. So feel that shoulder blade pulling back. And then turn, keep your head neutral. Your chin is neutral as you turn to look over the other shoulder. This side's much different for me. I have much less range of movement over here. So that's where I'm at. My stop sign showed up right away. I've got to breathe in, breathe out. I'm going to keep pressing my hand into the back body. Let that shoulder stay engaged. And I'm going to just keep seeing if there's any more room for movement. Because the breath starts to soften the body, starts to open up channels and access into the body a little deeper. Stay true to your breath. When I'm turning my head, I feel like I've got a lot of awareness of my ears. I'm pulling that back ear back. And I mean, it's little tiny movements, but that makes me feel like my head is very neutral and well positioned. Let's unwind and come out of that nice and easy and release your arms and shake it out. Hands are going to come to the thighs. We're going to do that abdominal bracing. So as you press your hands into your thighs, your arms again are kind of extended. There's no bend in the elbow if you can. So they're very strong arms and you're pushing into your thighs. You're lifting your heels up. And as you do, when you're pressing down, you get that dynamic tension between letting those thigh bones come up and you're pressing down. And then that's that deep abdominal wall that benefits. And that's that abdominal bracing. I'd like to add one more breath practice to this. I don't think one that we've combined before. You know the O shape of your mouth where we improve our vagal tone? Take your inhale through your open mouth with that O shape as you lift your heels up. So the inhale is here, heels up, you're pressing down. Exhale, everything softens, heels drop down, your mouth relaxes, and you're no longer in the abdominal brace. Inhale up, exhale down. So the abdominal bracing is in line with, it's in sync with your inhale through the open O shape of your mouth. I don't know about you, but I have a tendency to lift my shoulders up. So try to avoid that. A couple more now. Excellent. Excellent. Let's come back to our mountain. Find your breath now, just in case it kind of you lost your sense of ease in your breath. Let's find it again. Find a nice ease and effortlessness of a full breath in and a full breath out. Keeping your hands to point forward, let's open up into a diagonal line. So check it out to make sure your arms are in a single plane. You don't want one arm way ahead of your body and another arm maybe behind your body. So get your arms extended in a single plane and look at the hand that's reaching up. It's going to remind us about the drishti. And the drishti, in its best translation, is like another anchor. It's like a different way to ground yourself by letting your eyes stay affixed to a particular point, steadies the body, steadies the mind. So we're looking up, and of course, while we're here, we're noticing how much we can lift our head up, how our neck feels about this, and we can explore. We can move around a little bit and see if that's beneficial, but we're very focused. Bring your head back to its neutral position, straight ahead. Let's just switch sides, switch our angle. And again, check it out that your arms are in a single plane, in a diagonal line, and look up to the other side. Find the drishti as a source of anchoring and focusing. As you breathe in and out and you explore how this feels on this side, and is there any little gentle movements that could improve your experience of that? And that feels very beneficial to your neck. You'll know, I know that you know. Exhale completely. Stay with your breath. Bring your head now to its neutral position. Open up your arms like a T, but pull back, back, back. So it feels like a big opening, and shoulder blades really squeeze toward the midline, don't they? And then close, round the back body, drop your chin in. And let's do that as a vinyasa flow. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Remember the C-shaped curve of the body here now. Really make an effort to pull in the belly and round through the back. Inhale is open. Exhale is closed. Last time, flowing with our breath. Close it down. We're going to reach forward, forward, forward to fold down now. Let's lose the block. Tuck the block underneath your chair and allow yourself to extend way down so your chest and belly are as close to your thighs as you can get. Maybe your armpits surround your kneecaps like mine are. Open up your feet if you need to, but remember your feet match up with your knees. Both open at the same time, and we're going to let our head hang down where the crown of the head is stretching toward the floor, and your eyes are open to look down and under you. Find your breath now, the big belly breathing. So good for your internal organs. So it's purposeful. You're breathing like that to aid the digestive system with more circulation, fresh blood supply, and oxygen. So it's intentional with a big belly breath. Great. Jump your hands to your thighs now and squeeze your elbows into your waist to come up about halfway where you've got another diagonal line. The diagonal line of the back of the head, neck, and spine. I want you to push into your feet and you start to feel your pelvis like it's going to lift up off the chair. It's maybe just a bit. It's not going to lift off, but you can feel how the pelvis has risen with the engagement, the strong engagement of your legs pushing into the floor. Thighs are super engaged. Extend your arms away from your body like wings might be, and keep your pelvis up while your strength of your legs pushes down. Find your full breath cycle now. Find a drishti. It'll simply help you anchor into this, stay committed to it, and focus. Full breath in, full breath out. One more time. In, out. As we come up, let your arms kind of carry you up. Straight arms. Exhale down. Straight arms. Let's stretch through the back and down. Softness in the mouth. We don't need tension there. Straight arms and down. Let's hold that. Push your hands back. You're going to arch through the back body. You feel the shoulder blades. As we float the arms forward and round through the back body, let's do one more fold as we come stretching forward, 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 laying our chest and belly down into the thighs. Hands got to come somewhere. So if your fingertips don't come to the floor, bring them to your hands or shins. You know, if your belly is not laying into your thighs, just come as deeply into the fold as your body permits and relax into it so that you can do the big belly breathing from where you are. Yoga begins right where I am, not where I was yesterday or where I long to be. Eyes are open and we're letting the crown of the head reach toward the floor as best as our body will allow. Let's jump hands to the thighs. We're going to repeat that diagonal line of the back of the head, neck, and spine, squeezing the elbows into the waist. Imagine that block is right between your thighs again. Can you feel it? You're squeezing that imaginary block to really engage not only the legs as they push down, but in toward the midline. Now they're not going to touch. It's not about that. It's about engaging and finding that energy between the thighs. Spread your wings. Smooth out your breath. Soften your mouth and your face. And feel the strength of this. This is solar plexus energy here. This is our energy of self-esteem and empowerment. I am powerful. Inhale up. Palms are going to come together overhead. Look up if you can. Exhale now as you bring your hands to your heart. Bow into yourself. Inhale back up and exhale, go all the way around. Let's cross our legs with our knees centered, and we'll use this as a stabilizing posture for the lower body to encourage a nice upper body twist. So inhaling up, just palms up. We're going to exhale as we go toward that top leg. So in the direction of your left leg, if it's on top, or your right leg, if it's on top. So the top leg is the direction that you are twisting. Remember how we've encouraged, the shoulder roll. So any of the things that we've done or that you have picked up that helps you to get into a deeper twist, please look for that now. Employ that and set it up. It's a step-by-step process a breath by breath experiential experience of this very twist here today, now, not the way you used to do it or one time I did it or anything like that. It's what's it feel like at this moment? And can I breathe through and in it effortlessly? Keep your head as neutral as you can. Choose that. I know sometimes we'll tilt and look at different places. For today, let's keep our head as neutral as we can. And by that, I mean that your chin is parallel to the floor. Use the chair to your advantage. On your next exhalation, turn your head out of the pose, but your body stayed in the pose. Breathe. Next exhalation, we unwind and palms come together overhead. Exhale at your heart, bow into yourself. Inhale up and exhale, go wide. We'll switch. Get the other leg on top. Squeeze it. Make sure you feel balanced right to left in your pelvis and that your chair is well. You're positioned well in your chair. It feels very supportive. Inhale those straight arms up. Exhale into your twist and begin the process that works best for you. How to get that shoulder to come back and so that you can revolve yourself so that the chest bone is, instead of pointing forward or facing forward, it's instead facing the other wall, the side wall of your room. That's our goal. Head is neutral today. Use the chair, use your arms against your body as leverage, any way that feels creative and helpful for you. Spine is vertical, remember. It's a long, strong spine in the midst of this twist. Breathe all the way in and all the way out. One more breath like that. Exhale completely. Keep your body in the twist, turn your head. Let's get back to the breath. And unwind the shoulders, and both feet are on the floor. Hands are going to come here. Let's do some shoulder rolls. And then change the direction of that. Good. And then let's just open up our legs a little wider into that, wider stance. So our heels are in, our toes are out. We've got our shoulders warmed up a little bit. Let's crisscross down and back up. Crisscross down and back up. And don't limit it if you're the flexibility now that you don't need to stop at the thigh level, that you could go deeper into that twist where you're practically laying the upper arm into that. Whatever your body is agreeable to, that's what we're doing to find this revolved action through the side waist. So our abdominal strengthening that we're doing here is not simply that front abdominal wall that we're so familiar with, but also the sides. Let's tap each knee one more time, each side one more time, and come back up. And we just shake your arms, come back into a kind of a reset now. And then for the benefit of our low back, we're going to hold on to the chair and step one foot in and back out. And we're going to get our feet as wide as we can. So our feet are as wide apart as we are able. One leg now stays, it's like the standing leg, and the other leg is in motion. Bent knee comes over and reaches over toward the other leg. Keep your spine long. Hold the belly in now. That's going to always stabilize the low back. And hold the chair in any fashion that seems suitable for you. Because remember, our goal is to keep the spine vertical. We might have a tendency to lean back, so we're trying to keep ourselves in a vertical position. And just holding onto the chair can be a good way to support that. Couple more. You know why this is useful for the low back is because it moves through the medius area of the glutes. That's that, we're all familiar with the gluteus maximus, the big, thick muscle of the buttocks. But there's a gluteus muscle that's at the very top of the pelvic region, the gluteus medius, and we're kind of moving through that. And that's a good one for low back toning and relief of that strain. Okay, let's bring our legs together. Inhale up, straight arms. Twist away from the way your knees are going. Twist away from the way your knees are going. This too can be beneficial for the low back. So if that is your intention, if you're aware that your body could really use some TLC into the low back, I want you to just breathe and feel and nurture that part of your body. Try to be really mindful that the exhale is coming down deep, all the way into the buttocks. Unwind your head, and we'll step out. Here's our neutral position, time for reset, wardrobe adjustment. And then we're going to begin on the other side. So you're going to step over and back. Vertical spine. Find the rhythm that suits your breath. The standing leg, you're kind of pressing down. It's not just laying there, but it's active. So you're bringing that movable leg over to a place that's steady, stable. I never count these. That would be a nice way to even it up, wouldn't it? That we do 15 on each side. I never do that. So we'll do our best to make it the same as we did on the other side, is trying to even it out. Pull in the belly, that always helps. If you're ever in doubt, wonder if my belly should be engaged, the answer is yes. Bring those legs together now, sit up tall. Inhale, straight arms up. Exhale, now turn away from the bent knees. You're just turning the other way. Lift and lengthen through the spine. Squeeze your legs together. Now we're breathing into that area of the glutes I was telling you about. It's kind of like the crown of your pelvic region in the back. And these are not muscles that are tucked inside the pelvis. These are muscles on the outside. Palpable. You could bring your hands to it. Smooth out your breathing now. Smooth it out. Starts to feel rhythmic. Maybe you could even use the word effortless. Let that breath go deep into the buttocks on your exhalation. And feel the effects of that exhalation in your buttocks. Unwind your head. Open up those legs. Hands are at the thighs. We're going to circle around. This is a non-linear movement, so it's circular, it's fluid. It's whatever feels right to you as you're moving around. I'm going to say keep your head and neck in alignment, very neutral. You're not swinging or lassoing your head around. There's that. But otherwise, you're just circling. Change the direction of that when it feels right to you, but be sure to do it. Change the direction at some point. And back to center. Let's bring those legs back in now. Hands at the thigh, at the waistline, or where you kind of feel like you got a hold of your pelvis. Can you push yourself up like that? Now, if you have a better way or something that you found more useful, you can do that too, sure. Try this if you're open to something different. Holding on to the pelvis as you boot yourself right up out of that chair. Let's find our mountain pose. I'm going to encourage you to get a hold of your block and put it between your thighs, just to feel the engagement of your legs, very purposeful now. Palms are facing forward, arms are snug alongside the body. Soften the knees just a tad so they're not locked. But otherwise, everything feels super strong, super stable, super intentional. Keep your head in that position of neutrality. So you're not going to lift your chin up. You're going to keep your head as neutral as you can and closing your eyes, feeling the full cycle of breath from the soles of your feet through the front side of your body to the crown of your head. Exhale down the length of your body, back, the back body now, circling your body with this breath. It's going to be long. It's got to go through the whole length of your body, both up and down, front and back. Stay with it till, again, it feels rhythmic, effortless. Circling your body with your breath. I am powerful. Excellent. Let's flutter the eyes back open. We're going to lose the block. I'm going to put it all the way to the side here. Let's position our chair so that we have the back side of it available to support us if we need it. I'm turning it all the way around, so I've just got the back side now, and I'm going to stand next to that. I want you to step forward and back, forward and back. The outside leg is stepping forward and back. Then we're going to change, so the other leg has a chance to step forward and back, forward and back. I found myself looking at a weird place, so again, let's keep our head neutral, find a drishti, place to focus on. You don't need to watch your legs do this. And you can use the chair to steady you or not. Maybe you've just got your hands at your waist or something like that. So we should be on the leg that's near the chair. Our standing leg is doing the stepping. So let's step forward and raise the foot up. So we've got our leg in a right angle. We're raising our foot up and our knee is bent now and we're in this right angle. Now see if you can wean yourself away from the chair. Find your drishti. Hold it. Steady that breath. Now get a hand on the chair and we're going to just move that leg. It's going to stay in the same shape. We're going to lift the knee up or the thigh bone comes up right through a particular track. Moving your thigh bone through that hip socket. Flex your foot so it's going to engage all the muscles of your legs. Lift and hold. And either hold on to the underside of your thigh and keep your knee up like that, or grab hold of your foot so that your knee is bent and you're into the quad stretch. So it can be, this one, or holding your foot and let your knee, now your knee is going to draw toward the other knee. You don't want your knee to sail wide away. You want to have those thigh bones drawing toward each other, toward the midline. Hold it here, or to challenge yourself, you might take that hand off of the chair and lift that up in a straight arm up. Find your breath and your drishti. Let's release. Now shake out your legs. And we're going to take a big step out. So I'll give you that from the side view. We were here, we're simply stepping out. You still have your chair right there. You got your legs in a wide straddle. Now I want you to just bend into one knee at a time, just letting your hips move. Good, and then come back to standing. And remember the arm movements that we did? Let's do that. Front arm, back arm, just choose one, it really doesn't matter. Bend. Now the back hand is pressing into the back body, so it starts to pull your shoulder blade back, and you're turning toward the front arm, turning your head in its neutral position toward the front arm. So push your hand into the back body, let your shoulder blade start to move, and your neutral head is turning to look over your shoulder. Finish the breath you're on. Let's unwind everything, shake that all out. And then we're going to just turn so we have our standing leg near the chair on the other side. So start with the outside leg stepping forward and back. That you're just stepping forward and back, the outside leg. Again, finding a neutral place to look. You don't need to look at your feet. You're just trying to feel this as a rhythmic movement like walking is, so that we're more focused on our balancing and how our just more aware of our body in a walking mode. And that every time you're walking, you're balancing. So just to encourage yourself that you got this. We're going to switch now. The standing leg is going to take the step. So we've just switched to the other leg to step. Maybe by this time you're not using the chair. Stepping forward, keeping your head in its neutral position. You could challenge yourself by a bigger step. Maybe you decide this is too easy for me, so I'm going to take a bigger step. Find your breathing now. Find it. We've got a drishti. We got to have it. Step forward now. Bend the knee so your knees are drawing toward each other. Foot is flexed. Just hold it. And then we're going to start moving that bent knee, coming up and back down. So it's just the thigh bone moving. I really don't want you to pull it back. It's just neutral. It comes back, it comes up, and then it comes back to its neutral position. So for today, let's just try that. Steady the breath. It might get a little more huffing and puffing. Your ujjayi breath is likely to turn up when you find yourself a little more, it's a little more demanding. So our choice is we either hold that bent knee up and we grab hold of it under the thigh, or we want to try the quad stretch. Means you're going to bend your knee and get a hold of your foot, draw your knees so they're, real close together. Find the neutrality of your head, find a drishti, and to challenge yourself, the arm could reach up, a straight arm up. I'm turning my palm up. That gives me a sense of steadiness, like I'm touching the ceiling. Find your breath now, find its rhythm. Your legs should be energetically drawing toward each other. They don't need to touch. Even if you're holding your knee out front, still employ that energetically. Your thighs are drawing toward each other. Let's get our hand back to the chair. We're going to take that wide step. So you're just in a wide angle. I want you to bend the knees and shift your hips from side to side. Keep your head in a neutral position. Your whole body is swaying from side to side. Smooth out your breath. Now we want to do the other side with our arms. So whichever arm you had in front the last time, you want to switch. So you're bending those elbows just like we did. Press the back palm in. The back of your hand in toward the back body. Palm is facing outward, actually. And then keeping your head neutral, you're turning. So your shoulder blade is pulling back and you're turning your head toward that front arm in that direction. A neutral head. So try not to drop your chin. My chin wants to drop because this is the side for me that has a very limited range of movement. So I have to really be cautious about and mindful, better word, mindful about how I'm turning. Deepen the breath. Find your drishti. It's just another way to anchor you, to focus you. It's like another helping hand by letting our eyes settle in one spot. Exhale completely. One more time, do that. Inhale in, exhale completely. Then you're going to unwind your head and release your arms and shake them out. And you might not need to move, so don't if you don't have to. But I want you to be using the back of your chair now to stretch all that out. Find that L shape. Pull the sit bones back. Pull the thigh bones back. You're trying to straighten out your legs. This is our best shot at it. Straighten out your legs. No bend in the knee. As much as you're able, you're working on it. Your arms can be so supported in our effort to be straight arms now. It's a good one. This is a good one to really feel the straightness of our arms and how that you can maybe trace that right into your back muscles. You want to be able to feel your toes as well as your heels pressing into the floor, and work on straightening your legs. Work on it. They're not going to do it without your engagement, without your encouragement. Effortless breathing in and out. Chin is kind of tucked so your head still stays very neutral. Let's start walking toward the chair. Once we find our way up, I just want you to find your mountain pose. Find that circle of breath. Eyes open or closed, your choice. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Let's make our way back to the chair. Sit into it, get into the very back of the chair so that you've got your hips and buttocks way, way back in there so that you can easily access the chair's backrest. And let the chair support you now. Close your eyes at your earliest opportunity. And by the way, this is our Shavasana time. So this is often for many people a kind of a ritual where I get my blanket or I put my socks on or I, do something. I have a little way I set myself up. I want you to do that. It's just such a great idea. I just really want to encourage it. And I honor that. And once you feel settled, you got yourself, and you're just allowing yourself to take all the time you need to get truly comfortable. So that those layers and layers of stress and worry that we have thought virtuous for most of our lives, we're going to let that go. Any amount. I understand these are well-worn paths that we've created. So they might not be easy to eliminate, but we can try to start that journey of releasing and relaxing into the space of this too shall pass. Relax your shoulders, relax your facial muscles. Make sure your tongue feels soft in the bottom of your mouth and your teeth are separated. Your lips are together gently. And you feel the fullness of the breath coming in, expanding through your rib cage. And exhale out, and your belly softens. Because this very simple movement of breathing in and breathing out, eyes closed in a relaxed position, is as beneficial as anything we've done in this practice today. This is the balance right? This is where we balance our lives and allowing rest and inner inquiry, inner experience into our dailiness. Let the chair hold and support you. A concept I have long appreciated is from the Buddhist tradition that we are transformed through three primary principles. The Dharma, that's the teaching or our awareness of our own purpose, God's will for us. The Sangha, this community that we all know and love, we've experienced that. And the Buddha, which is a way of saying, it's a signpost, so let's not get hung up on the word if for whatever reason that feels off-putting. The Dharma, the Sangha, and the Buddha meaning that we are changed, we awaken. And that's the purpose of our class today, is to transform some of our thinking that worry and fretting is somehow beneficial to our life and to the lives of our loved ones, when it is not. We wake up to hold the space that this too shall pass and that all is well. Feel your body now, releasing and relaxing with each breath. The nature of consciousness is to flow. It seems ever changing. States of mind succeed one another. We can direct consciousness to an idea or impulse, but we cannot lock it in place. I will utilize my personal power today. I will believe in positive outcomes. I will have hope. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale it out of your mouth. The sound of ah. Make the sound. 2 more breaths like that. Ah. A releasing breath, isn't it? Ah. Keep your eyes closed. Bring your palms together at your heart. Inhale as palms come up and overhead. Exhale, bow into your heart. Inhale, lift again up. Exhale as the arms come apart. We're going to share this beautiful energy, this peaceful energy with our communities. We bring our hands to the prayer position. We bow to ourselves and to each other. Namaste, my friends. Thank you for joining me.
Namaste.